President of the USA, in the person of President Donald J. Trump, made very, very interesting moves and a very, very interesting remark that will definitely change the way and manner international bodies, Finland, Nigeria, and so on and so forth, sees Mr. Simon going on forward. Yes, the President of the USA currently has this man, Simon, in his full administrative book. How did he get to know about Simon, or how did Simon get under his radar? Well, a couple of days back, an individual under the USB, that is to say, an individual under the United States of Biafra, made a trip to Japan to meet with some of its top political party members. And in the past couple of days, a lot of groundbreaking events has unfolded, and a lot of top events has happened in Finland and in all parts of the world regarding this man known as Simon. Yes. In this video, you get to see and understand how the US president, in the person of Donald Trump, currently is actively involved in the case of Simon. You get to see how some administrative bodies and some companies domiciled in Finland are suffering because this man currently is placed in detention. Yes, in this video, you get to see and understand how top politicians domiciled in Japan have come together to form a strong and formidable team that will definitely fight in favor of Simon. In this video, you get to see and understand how Finland as a country has been placed in a very, very tight corner by Donald Trump because of the way and manner they have been treating this man known as Simon. This is going to be a very, very big and interesting video. So I will urge you to grab a popcorn and a bottle of Coke because it's going to be a roller coaster ride. So I will advise you to watch this video up until the very, very end. So first thing first, let's start with our very first update. Well, as we speak, this man known as Simon has taken over major publications, newspaper outlets, and TV channels domiciled in Finland. Yes, as we speak, this man's face is all across the media and all across the news. Why is that so? Well, take a look at this recent update coming from Yale. As we all know, Yale happens to be one of the biggest newspaper outlets and media house domiciled in Finland. So these guys came out recently to give a very, very clear and peculiar update about Mr. Simon. So let's take this news one after the other. Well, shown right now on your screen is the very first briefing from Yale, where it states subsidies for private roads plummeted. It is not even worth starting planning or a road renovation, says an expert. This news publication also went a step further to make more clarifications, where it states many roads are really bad, says the road manager. Interestingly, just in case you don't understand what is currently happening in Finland and what Yale are trying to portray or pass across, well, for better understanding, take a look at this publication. Simon has been influential in local politics in Lahti. He is currently a member appointed by the National Coalition Party on the Lahti Region Public Transport Committee, but he has not recently attended the meeting of the committee for a very long time now. So the question here is, what is happening? Well, some individuals domiciled in Finland came out recently to complain about the poor infrastructure when it comes to transport and easy movement or shipment of goods and services in Finland. Yes, they came out to complain that since after this guy was detained by the Finnish authorities, the citizens have noticed a wide-scale decline when it comes to transport and road network connectivity in Finland. So they're calling for the government to look into this particular problem as soon as possible, or better still, bring back the individual who was in charge of this road transport or road network system in that city in that point in time. Anyways, moving on swiftly, let's look at our second most interesting update that will be discussed here in this video. Just in case you don't know, the current president of the USA, in the person of President Donald J. Trump, made very, very interesting moves and a very, very interesting remark that will definitely change the way and manner international bodies, Finland, Nigeria, and so on and so forth, sees Mr. Simon going on forward. Yes, the president of the USA currently has this man, Simon, in his full administrative book. How did he get to know about Simon, or how did Simon get under his radar? Well, a couple of days back, an individual under the USB, that is to say, an individual under the United States of Biafra, made a trip to Japan to meet with some of its top political party members and some top rulers domiciled in Japan. Well, showing right now on your screen is a video taken from that day and time. As you can see, we have this man. This man is known as Mr. Honorable Henry Azubuike, and he met with Japanese political leaders that support the Biafran movement and also support this man known as Simon. In this meeting, a lot of discussions were had and a lot of rulings were made. And in that meeting, Simon's name was mentioned a couple of times. Well, in conclusion, these Japanese politicians who met with Mr. Azubuike came to a conclusion and came or derived to an agreement. Yes, these guys agreed collectively that they will meet the Prime Minister of Japan in the person of Shigeru Ishiba to discuss the rulings of that meeting. That is to say, whatever these people discussed in this closed-door meeting will be presented to the Prime Minister of Japan in the person of Shigeru Ishiba. So the question here is, why is this man even important? Why is the Prime Minister of Japan even needed in this conversation? Or why is even needed to be part of this meeting? Well, for better understanding and for more clarity, take a look at this news publication coming from Japan, where it states, Japan Prime Minister Ishiba eyes US visit for summit with Trump. Yes, just in case you don't understand, the Prime Minister of Japan is scheduled to meet with Trump on the 7th of February. That is to say, is scheduled to meet with Trump this month. Yes, the Prime Minister of Japan will have to travel to the USA, to Washington, D.C., meet with Donald Trump in the White House to have a series of conversations and how to strengthen the relationship between Japan and USA. Well, for better understanding and for more clarity, the After Press, one of the biggest news publications in the world, asked this man, they asked the Prime Minister of Japan in the person of Shigeru Ishiba to explain the main reason why he wants to meet with Trump in person. Well, take a look at this publication and take a look at his answers. He said, Japan's leader says he's preparing for a tough negotiations with Trump on maintaining U.S. presence. As you can see, the AP used the word tough negotiations to explain this guy's meeting, or this guy's potential meeting with Donald Trump in the USA. This is going to be a very, very interesting one, because this guy, the Prime Minister of Japan, in his own words, promised to bring the conversation of Simon in the presence of Donald Trump. And that is not even all. A lot of exciting things has happened behind the scenes regarding Trump and Simon. Well, for better understanding and for more clarity, a couple of days back, the Deputy Prime Minister of Biafra in the person of Ngozi Orabueze traveled to the USA, to Washington, D.C., to hold a very, very important meeting with a politician domiciled in that country. Well, for better understanding and for more clarity, take a look at this publication where it states, breaking, just stepping out from a formal private meeting with those that matters in Washington, D.C. towards our recognition. USB is on the table. We will keep Biafrans posted. Yes, this guy has held a very serious meeting in Washington, D.C., which, as we all know, is the capital city of the USA and also is the official residence and the official workplace of the president in the person of Donald J. Trump. So the question here is, why is Donald Trump so much interested in Simon's case? And why is the Prime Minister of Japan even interested in trying to bring up the conversation of Simon to the president of the greatest and the biggest country of the world? Well, for better understanding and for more clarity, let me explain. Showing right now on your screen is a list of Donald Trump 2024 presidential campaign endorsements. Yes, this is a list released by Wikipedia, which happens to be one of the top websites domiciled in the whole wide world. Yes, so Wikipedia made a very, very interesting revelation and publication a couple of hours back. In that publication, these guys made a list of individuals who supported or individuals who endorsed Donald Trump. And let me show you something interesting and something many Nigerian news outlets and media publications are yet to release or are yet to see or notice. Well, showing right now on your screen, it's a listing of some individuals who supported Donald Trump. And if you look closely, you definitely see Mr. Simon, who happens to be the Prime Minister of the Republic in exile from 2003 up until this day and time. And if you look below his name, you definitely see a man known as Viktor Orban, who is the Prime Minister of Hungary. So why is this publication even necessary? Well, as we speak, Donald Trump seems to show or is trying to reciprocate the love and support he received during or before his campaign. Yes, as we speak, this man is currently reciprocating the support he received from individuals. That is to say, All the influentials or top figures who use their platform to campaign for him are currently receiving great light from this man. Well, for better understanding and for more clarity, take a look at this publication coming from the NBC News, where it states Trump's endorsement faces first test of his presidency in Florida special primary. It also went a step further to give more clarifications so you can understand what is currently happening. As you can see, this man is showing love and support for every individual who supported him, and based out of a formal publication from Wikipedia, Simon's name is one of the first international politicians who came out openly to show love and support and who came out openly to endorse Mr. Donald Trump. And this was highly recorded during that session. We're moving on swiftly. This man came out, that's to say the president of the USA, came out to make very, very interesting comment and statement, which was released on the 2nd of February 2025. That is to say, this was released on Sunday of this said month. Well, for better understanding, take a look at this tweet where it states, South Africa is confiscating land and treating certain classes of people very badly. It is a bad situation that the radical left media doesn't want to so much as mention. A massive human rights violation at a minimum is happening for all to see. The United States won't stand for it. We will act. Also, I will be cutting off all future funding to South Africa until a full investigation of this situation has been completed. And like I said, this publication was released on the 2nd of February 2025 in relation to some political issues in South Africa. But the moment Donald Trump released that tweet, something happened in Finland. Yes, as you can clearly see in this tweet, this guy is all against any human rights violation. That is to say, if you don't treat a human accurately or treat them according to the laws of their fundamental human rights, will be in the bad books of Mr. Trump. So the moment he released that tweet on Sunday, something very, very interesting happened in Finland, which definitely threw a massive punch to their economy. Well, for better understanding, take a look at the publication from this media house known as Yale. Well, in this channel, we only publish news from Finland coming from Yale because this happens to be one of the top accredited media houses and publication in that country. We don't share news coming from anywhere else. We only show or portray information coming from this media house and TV channel. Well, Yale released a publication which states the fear of Trump immediately pushed the Finnish stock exchange ugly into the red. Many national stocks are down several percent. This is a very, very interesting one because the sudden decline of Finnish economy happened immediately Donald Trump released that tweet. This simply means that something is happening behind the scenes, which is against any form of human rights abuse. Well, some individuals has likened the post released by Donald Trump with Simon. Yes, some believe that Donald Trump somehow, somewhere has sanctioned Finland because they failed to respect the fundamental human rights of Mr. Simon. Well, moving on swiftly, we also received a very, very interesting update from an individual domiciled within the Finnish authorities, which claimed that they received a direct and stern comment from politicians and leaders in the USA regarding an individual domiciled in their detention facility. Yes, these guys categorically stated that they received a clear message from Washington, D.C. regarding Mr. Simon in their detention facility. Well, as we speak, we are still trying to go through the message and go through the voice recordings of that conversation to pinpoint basic news and pinpoint facts and factual updates from that recording. So as we speak, we are still trying to fact check to know if that recording is coming from an AI or from a human. And in our subsequent video, we definitely expose all of our findings and all of our research for you to understand and get latest info and news briefing. Well, if you want to be among the very first individuals that will get that briefing when we drop it, do well to subscribe and turn on post notifications because you will get latest and factual updates only on this channel regarding Mr. Simon. So do well to subscribe and turn on post notifications. Anyways, moving on swiftly, after Donald Trump released that tweet, like I said, a lot of events unfolded in Finland that has to do with their economy. Yes, a lot of sector and a lot of industries declined massively in their forex and in their stocks. Well, for better understanding and for more clarity, take a look at this publication where it states in Finland, for example, Nokia stock is down more than 2% last week. Nokia stock rose nearly 7% in one day. with an earning release that beats expectations. So as you can see, Nokia is one of the biggest industry or firms or companies domiciled in Finland that received one of the highest decline in its economy and its stock because of the tweet released by Mr. Donald Trump in relations with fundamental human rights. Anyways, moving on swiftly, just recently we stumbled on an audio recording that was sent to the Deputy Prime Minister of the USB in the person of Ngozi Orabueze. Yes, Simon in detention sent an individual to relay a very clear statement and clear info directed to Ngozi Orabueze. Yes, unfortunately we stumbled on that audio recording and to be shared live on this channel. So if you want to be among the very first individuals to receive a first-hand info and a first-hand directives from Mr. Simon while in detention, do well to subscribe and turn on post notifications because you only find it here on this channel. Anyways, moving on swiftly, still talking about Simon in detention. In our previous video, we released some updates and some pictures and photos of Simon while in court, a court domiciled in Päijät-Häme, Finland. Yes, in our previous video, for the very first time, we showed pictures of this man taken in a court room domiciled in Finland. Well, for reference purposes, showing right now on your screen is this actual pictures and videos taken of this man. As you can see, we have him seated and using a white paper to close up his face and to prevent individuals from taking notes and recognizing him. Well, in our previous video, we went in depth into this video recordings that was released just recently. In that video, you get to understand what really happened in that courtroom, and you get to understand why Simon used a white paper to cover his face so that individuals won't be able to recognize him. Anyways, if you want to watch that video and get full updates, better clarity, and get full briefing, we have that video showing right now on your screen. So do well to click on this video to watch and understand. Click on this video and I'll see you on the other side. Thanks for watching.
I love this government of Ngozi Orabueze, and I know that Tinubu government, Nigerian government, have dealt seriously, and they may likely come out a kind of to sue Ngozi Orabueze. Listen to me, whether they sue Ngozi Orabueze or not.
He's pushing for Biafra emancipation and the current administration under he's pushing for administration of Biafra. Okay. Any president, any prime minister in Biafra land is pushing for a better political leadership, because those companies, they have been using our mineral resources, they have been using our factory, our citizens, Biafra citizens, as factory workers, and those factory workers are not well remunerated. They are not paying them well. So that's why he's coming up with that 5 million as tax. I don't want to understand. Yeah, 50 million, right? So people that are working in that factory, they are Biafrans. That degradation of our land, the pollution of our atmosphere, I don't want to understand. By generation, industrial plants, I don't want to understand. So the atmosphere of Biafra is being polluted, contaminated by fumes from generating plants, industrial plants all over Biafra land. So that money is meant for tax. You must pay for the land. You must pay. You don't just use our land, use our children, our workers for nothing. Not coming up with good payment, to the workers who are even showing not inefficiency, but efficiency. So what we are trying to say is that Biafran land should be is going to be very, very different. Quite different from Nigerian country. So those countries are the expatriates. They are foreign countries, and they must pay the locals, the native people of that land money. They must pay them.
Okay, but will this not cause conflict between Nigeria and Biafra? Because I saw a comment where somebody said the AGF should sue Ngozi Orabueze for this kind of move, because the company cannot be paying to Nigeria and same time paying to Biafra.
And what happened is that the country where the companies found themselves, that's where those companies or industries are located or situated, is land, Biafran land. Nigeria has no say again. Nigeria is no longer together with Biafra. I don't know whether you people are not looking at it from that angle. The angle I'm looking at it, you cannot stay in a country, on top of a country, you are operate as a country. It is Nigeria that is fallible here. Nigeria should vacate. And they during the process of vacating, there's nothing like wahala there. There's no wahala. Because we are a separate country of our own. You should wait and see. Now the Kano must come out.
Yeah, it's coming that
now the Kano has come out.
So it's coming that the declaration has stand that has already stand that they have the rights for their
yes. Yes, it's something that is going to not take much time. Because when United Nations come, they will divide the boundaries between Nigeria and Biafra. All the expatriate companies in Biafra land should begin to pay their tax. They should pay Biafra land tax. All the oil companies, they should pay Biafra land taxes. So that's where Ngozi Orabueze is coming. We cannot be operating as a nation, and Nigeria will still be operating as a nation. It is not, it's not tenable. It's not attainable. What happens is that Nigeria will begin to evacuate themselves from Biafra land. Two captains can never be piloting a ship. No, it is only one captain. So what happened now? Orabueze is right. Companies, industries, manufacturing industries in Igbo land, they should begin to brace it up that taxes is imminent. And the workers, the factory workers who are the Biafran locals, Biafran people, should be well remunerated, well paid with benefits. That is how and what it should be. Orabueze is not wrong by that statement.
But she has chased out even Sides Musa and his men. He said in less than 2 months they should leave the southeast. That they already have a full-fledged Biafra government now.
Yeah. The military should leave Biafran land because time is coming to avoid the second confrontation. We had confrontation in the past. So currently, the barracks, army barracks, the police barracks, the immigration barracks, customs, and so on and so forth, they should begin to vacate Igbo land because Biafra has come. Well, once there's a declaration in the foreign land. It is possible and advisable, and that was what took place in the faraway Finlandia, region where we actually declared Biafra, and it was a successful ceremony and inauguration of Biafra.
And let me tell you, I love this government of Ngozi Orabueze, and I know that Tinubu government, Nigerian government, have dealt seriously, and they may likely come out a kind of to sue Ngozi Orabueze. Listen to me, whether they sue Ngozi Orabueze or not, the COS has finally said, and they see, let me tell you, the iron leg. Oh my God. Is there any other English? Thank God, me no verse because English is not my language. It's a borrowed one. So the one I use, you people should take it like that. Now listen and listen good. If there is any other thing that is above Iron Lady, I would have used it for her. You understand? This is how we want it. It is our land, and it is our property. But Nigerian government are the one collecting and enjoying it, and they are not even giving us any dividends. We are not making anything, and we are not getting anything. Now listen, our land being used, our water spoiled, our air have been polluted, the water polluted, environment polluted, everything polluted, even the living have been polluted too, and the standard of the living have been messed up too now, and Nigeria is busy enjoying what is there. I love what the Iron Lady has said, that they should pay 15 million every month. He give them 60 days thereabout, to kind of negotiate with this or to reason it before the action will be carried out concerning this, because it is our land, it is our country. You cannot be in another person's land and you'll be paying due payment or salary or a kind of rent to another person. How possible do you think is going to? Who does that? Who does that? You are living in my house and you'll be paying rent to another person. Who does that? Which landlord? Even in Yoruba here, which landlord will collect that? We tolerate it. So it is the high time. And let me tell you, I love this government of Ngozi Orabueze, and I know that Tinubu government, Nigerian government, have dealt seriously, and they may likely come out a kind of to sue Ngozi Orabueze. Listen to me, Whether they sue Ngozi Arabese or not, we are waiting because it is our land. We are waiting because Biafra has been officially recognized. We are waiting because Biafra has become a nation. We are waiting because Biafra has become a country. We are waiting because Biafra has come to stay, and nothing Nigeria can do about this. And as I speak to you, look at what Donald Trump is doing. The man is walking. You understand? He's a young man. Yeah, I called him a young man because he acts like one. He's a young man. Look at his decision. He's a man that like a principle, that like equity, that like oneness and togetherness. You know, he's a man that knows that what is good for going is good for ganja. If you treat A like this, treat B like this, like the same way, A and B, there should be no difference. You know, it's a man that if you know this thing that they do it to you, they will not be happy. Don't give it to another person.